right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, that believe wholeheartedly in the true doctrine that is being pushed throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation. All right, during the time of Jacob's trouble, as well as when Yahweh Shai returns to the planet Earth. All right. To you I say shalom. All right. May Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai continue to be with you. All right. And keep you during the hour of temptation. All right. Now this video, it shouldn't be too long. It shouldn't be too long because it's dealing with the MOTB. I think I'm gonna call it "My Dad Put a Chip in My Head." Okay. Now I came across this on Edomite TikTok. Her page, she goes by the Triumpher. All right, and she's basically on here giving her story, so to speak. She was brought up in the LDS community, or CDLS, Church of the Latter-day Saints, which she's Mormon. And she's basically in different videos I've watched of hers. She's explaining how her father is he's juiced in, he's juiced in, and she was experimented on for this beast system going back to 1995 when her father put this chip in her brain. All right. And it's not just her. She says there's many other women. Now she could be making this all up, all right, just to get a following, but it doesn't seem that way based upon the videos I've watched. And like I said, her page is the Triumpher on TikTok. I don't know if she has a YouTube page. But I'll place this link in the description box as well as this link here, because in this video here, she actually says that the chip that her father put in her head is a part of the beast system. All right. She calls it the MOTB. All right. And this is why I, was prompted in the spirit to do a lesson on this. All right. Which really is not a lesson. I mean, it's a lesson, but at this point, you should know the time that we're living in, all right? And that the Lord is exposing Esau, Edom, for everything he's done and is doing, okay? And this is a woman who's been a victim, all right, with her own juiced-in father and family, all right? Her whole family is juiced in, and it was a plethora of different women, all right, that she says, who were the original starters of them concocting this beast system, as far as the super beast computer that we all know about. All right. So before we go there, I want to bring up 2 Thessalonians. All right. 2, because this man, a lot of things that come out, a lot of, you go to the comment board to these videos, and a lot of the comments. All right. I mean, you have some who are sincere with the comments, but most of the time, people are skeptical about what these people that are coming forth saying these, what you would call outlandish things, and that, that can't happen, and all this old other stuff. All right. But you got to remember the man that we're dealing with. All right. The man that we're dealing with is a true mad scientist. Okay. A true mad scientist. Okay. And he's perfected. He's perfected. He's perfected. Uh. Uh. This technology, as far as what the Heavenly Father has given him. Okay. He wouldn't have all this technology just in ways to do what he's been doing without experimenting first. All right. And I'm gonna let you listen to the video. She says the chip was put in her back in 1995. All right. And then, you know, people say go to the emergency room. When things like this happen to people like this, and it's not just she was put a chip in her. She was, you know, subject to a bunch of satanic rituals. All right. Okay. And hospitals, the whole infrastructure of the way this society is built are all in on it. All right. They're all in on it. Okay. So you can't just go to the police. You can't just go to, you know, these people who are supposed to be in authority to help you because they all are juiced in one way or another. You may go to the cops, but it may you know, get nipped in the bud when it hits whoever it needs to hit as far as a hierarchy. All right. We living in a time to where the Lord is exposing this man, and there will be no excuse for you not to receive, for you to not to say, oh, I didn't know that was the MOTB, or I didn't know this, that. No, the Lord he opening up the floodgates of information and people who already have it. Of this MOTB, all right, because it's written in the scriptures. All right, let's get this real quick. I'm gonna start at verse 7. All right, because the mystery of iniquity is the so-called white man. All right, and this is why the Lord is exposing them the way He's exposing them in these last days. 2 Thessalonians 2:7, it says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way." All right. So the Most High has allowed this man to do all type of things. All right. We talking, and she even mentions the CPS throughout America. All right. Which is supposed to be Child Protective Services. All right. Which we know what that's all about. All right. Okay, I'm not gonna say, you know, the commerce of young people, all right, for sex and ritual sacrifices, all right. So the Most High has allowed this man to do what he's done and what he is doing until he be taken out of the way, all right. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth," which are the Lord's prophets. All right. And the prophets have been shouting at the top of the towers for a long time. All right. A very long time. And warning you of these things that are coming on the earth, especially this prophecy of the MOTB. All right. It says, "And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders." All right. The reason you can't go to the cops when you've been a victim to ritualistic satanic abuse, rituals, you've been implanted, MK Ultra, all this, is because this man, he's the one with the power. All right? All the system that he set up have been set up to where if these subjects that they've been experimenting on for decades were to come forth, go to authority and this, that, and the third, they're not going to listen to them. They're going to be considered crazy. Oh, that can't happen, this, that, and the third. But indeed, it's happening. Okay? This man is Satan himself in physical form. Okay? Talking about Esau Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man. Okay? Again, verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness. All right? In them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. All right? So the Lord has it to where the truth is out here on all levels, and the 100% truth is coming from his prophets, the men of great millstone, beginning with the apostles and the elders and bishops, all right, as well as all the camps, the brothers in the camps, the heads of the camps, the different ranking brothers from the highest rank to the lowest rank, who are sincere pushing these videos, all right, as well as the true blue affiliate who partake or teach the said correct doctrine. All right. Okay. The 100% truth, bringing this information to the forefront, because when the time comes to where you're going to have to make that conscious decision on whether you're going to receive this man's mark, whether you receive it in your brain, whether you let him put it in your hand, whether you let him put it in your arm, wherever you allow this man to put that micro C hip, all right, it is going to tie you to the beast system, all right, to his grid, to where he will be able to control and read everything that's going on in your body. And this is the reason the Lord will have to destroy you. Okay? This is the main reason the Lord is going to destroy you, because you won't belong to the Lord no more. You will belong to this goddamn devil and his beast system. That's you making your alliance with the beast system. Okay? So with that, let's check some of these videos. Let's check this video out. This one's 2 minutes long. I'm gonna let this one play through. And the next one, I'll allow I'll play it, because that one's 7 minutes long. I'll play that one a little different, because it's, I'll go straight to the point on that one, because she actually calls it the MOTB. All right. Bear with me a second. All right, here we go. Let's do it. And like I said, I'll place her page in the description box. She has a few videos out. She's bringing out receipts and whatnot. So here we go.
Hello, I wanted to speak out, and I really want to use my voice. Although as soon as I started to use my voice, my account I'm already in trouble. I'm just trying to tell you guys, I have a chip in my head, and my dad put it in there when I was a teenager, when I was 15, in 95. And he's a computer programmer for the state of Washington. And he remotely watches me and tortures me. And so does Kathy Diane Sinden. My mother and father, they work together. My mother's father is a military veteran, high ranking. Her brother is a military doctor. And both of my other uncles are electrical engineers. Between the cocktail of those individuals, that was enough to conceal what they're doing. I'm part of the LDS community growing up, Latter-day Saints, I was subject to ritualistic abuse. The chip is causing me a lot of pain lately. It's affecting my eye. It comes in from here. It goes through the. It comes here.
Scripture tell you those that take it, they're gonna receive a cancer, right? Let me get that in the book of Revelation. All right. The word mark. There we go. Go down here. Bear with me a second. Let me see if I can find it. Dang, what's the word there? Sore. Bear with me a second. I'm trying to hit that word sore. There it is. Bam. The water Yahweh Shemawashah. All right. Revelation 16:2, it says, "And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image." Now let's look up that word sore. All right, and as you say, as you heard her say, it's affecting her. All right, it's affecting her eye. All right, it's causing pain. Let's see what this says. Sore. A wound, especially a wound producing a discharge or pus, a sore, an ulcer. All right, because with that chip, you're basically giving off signals. All right, artificial signals. All right, which is unnatural to the body. All right, and it's gonna cause the body to produce these sores. All right, and I'm believing that's why she has that eye cover, because she can't really open her eye. There's a video of her on her page where she has well, actually no, her eye, she always has that eye closed. All right, she always has a patch over it or bandage over it. All right. See, now if these devils were to actually set up this pseudo kingdom that they want, this how people will be. People will be tormented and fucked up for the rest of all of Esau's existence. But the Lord ain't gonna have it that way. All right. She's just a woman who they experimented on. All right, and now she's an older woman. All right, sent out into the world because there's no more use of her. All right, as she states in some of her videos.
Electrical things, and they go through your brain and they come out your eye. You can do research. There's patents, and then it goes down the brainstem into the womb. And why do you think they call it a motherboard? Because we are wireless motherboards walking around. The device that you're holding on is being bounced off of human beings' bodies. Okay? These devices we're using are not innocent, and they're hurting us. And it's hurting me. This chip in my head, I can't take it out.
See, there you go. That one. All right. And there's another one. she's actually gonna call it the MOTB. All right, and I'm gonna just let it play up until the point to where she calls it the mark of this beast system. All right, we in them times, man. Okay.
There are many silent victims of Washington State CPS and my father, and the surveillancing program that they installed in our brains.
Surveillance programs that they installed in their brains. All right. So all you people, oh, we're gonna get Neuralink and this, that, and the third. This is that same type of technology. All right. Only Great Millstone has been speaking of this type of technology. All right. This transhumanism technology that this man is rolling out right in front of your eyes. All right. I came across this video. All right, of this random woman came across my feed saying that she got the C hip in her brain. All right. And that she's wired to that beast system, that major database that they call the beast, that computer, that supercomputer over there in Belgium. Okay, it's not a game. The times we living in, man, deadly serious. Okay, I don't think this woman to get on here and just keep and lie on some shit like this. All right, crying as she you know, can't even hold tears, hold it together, cause she you know, been through so much or whatever. All right.
I'm having a lot of trouble because they're attacking me really hard because they read my thoughts. They know what I'm gonna do and say. They know when I fart. They know every orgasm has been recorded. Every joy moment, sad moment, everything has been analytically analyzed about me and my behavior and who I am over the last 20 years. My father put the chip in me in 1995 under false pretenses that I needed to have a tumor removed, and it was just a small bump on my head, just like a skin thing. Prior to that, getting the chip, I remember going to Seattle, Washington, and it was in some technical place, and I was dressed up really pretty and fancy, and then I black out, and then I don't remember what happened. But it always felt weird to me, and so I've always tried to go back to that, and couldn't. And then they put the chip in my head in Wenatchee, Washington, trafficking ring and the selling of children and drinking of blood.
And this is why I read 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. All right? Because this is what this man's into. All right? And the Bible speaks of it. Okay? The Bible speaks of what this man is doing, all behind closed doors, man.
I lived behind the family planning clinic in Wenatchee, Washington when I was in 4th grade. The place was highly surveillanced with intercoms, and my brother was abusing me sexually there. They have cut out my eggs and stolen my eggs and used my eggs and harvested them and used them against my will. They have taken, the brains out of my head on the left side and harvested them for quantum computers. When you use quantum computers, you're using the flesh and blood life of my body and my being. If you understand quantum mechanics, when you separate two particles apart, no matter how far apart, they'll always come back together. And that's how it is with brains. So my brains have been harvested along with other brains, mixed together and grown into a really big beast computer system. You guys have no clue what's going on. It is so scary. Okay? My family is the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They are Satanists with a nice package on the outside looking like really nice Mormon family. But my brother had been sodomized and is still sodomized to this day. And he can't get away. And he's 2 years older than me. And I can't get away. And I am 45 years old. This has been happening to me since I was born. I was born into this cult. And now that they've used all of my eggs, I'm no longer good. I'm a commodity. They tagged me, put the chip in my head, labeled me, gave me the mark of the beast.
You see that? Listen to that part again. They tagged me and gave me the MOTB. I don't see why she would get on here and lie on some shit like this. Especially given the times that we're living in. The Most High is allowing these things to come forth to the forefront. Alright? So the warnings are going to continue to go out until all hell breaks loose. And then when you're alone and this system is down, alright, no buying or selling, and you want to be able to operate and be dependent on this man's system, okay, then you're gonna have to make that conscious decision on whether you're gonna receive that technology, the MOTB technology, or not. Okay. All the fun and games and the gimmicks and all that bullshit is finna be over with for everybody, man. You're gonna have to make this choice. All right. You're gonna have to make a decision.
Since I was born into this cult. And now that they've used all of my eggs, I'm no longer good. I'm a commodity. They tagged me, put the chip in my head, labeled me, gave me the mark of the beast, commodified me and my womb and my head and my brain. I'm not able to access a lot of parts of my brain. I have seizures, convulsions, anaphylactic reactions. I've used hundreds of EpiPens to stay alive. I have pictures and documentation of all.
I guess that's her. All right. She got all that medication and things she got to do just to stay alive because of what that technology is doing to her body. All right. I'm gonna let it. That's all I'm gonna play of this one. I'll let it. I'll place this link in the description box. But as I like the apostles, elders, bishops, and all the men of great millstone have been saying, what the MOTB is. All right. Now we have evidence of people who already have it, and they're coming forth. All right. I mean, that's just one woman that I've come across, but I'm sure there's many others, man, because Esau had to have had some people to experiment on with this technology in the dark. All right. Remember, this man is after the working of Satan. All right. This is the book of Revelation 13, 16 and 17. It says, and he calls them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. Your forehead is in your brain. Esau knows that we're all electrical beings. All right. That we all are electrical. He knows it. He studies the body, man. All right. He's been given the technology to where he can implant something in you and control your body. Watch the movie Upgrade. All right. They show you in that movie Upgrade that they have the technology to implant you with their technology in order for you to move your limbs again, to see again. All right. But the downside to that technology is that you're not in control of it. They are. And this is why we're going to read Revelation 14, chapter 9, verse next. All right. Verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell. All right. You won't be able to buy or you won't be able to sell within this beast system once they go live with it. All right. Unless you have the technology within your flesh. All right. That's the only way you're going to be able to operate in this man's system when he goes live with this beast system. All right. It says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. Now let's go to the 14th chapter, because I mentioned if you do take it, this is why the Lord is going to destroy you, because you're no longer his as an Israelite. All right. You have made your allegiance to the beast system, which is controlled by Esau Edom. He's your God now. All right, because he will have total control over you. All right. Revelation 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, all right, which the mark is the micro C-hip, the connector, all right, that's going to lock you in, okay? It's like your cell phone. You have your cell phone. This cell phone is pinging off of cell towers, different systems, all right, where they collect data. They collect your text messages, your pictures, and all that. When it's thrown out there to the cloud, it's there forever, all right? So this is what they plan on doing with the micro C-hip, to where you won't even need the cell phone. All right, she told you, they know her thoughts. They read the brain waves. They read the brain waves, where your spirit lies. All right. And them having control over that, that's why the Lord gonna have to destroy you. Okay? Which this technology is the Most High's anyway. But this is how the Most High set it up. All right? This is how he set it up. All right? And to obey is better than sacrifice. The Lord said not to take this technology. Okay? Verse 10, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, which is the nuclear destruction. The Lord is going to leave you down here on the planet when the nuclear destruction takes place. And if you're in Babylon the Great, you're going to be destroyed by the missiles. All right? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay? So, I believe this woman is telling the truth. All right? I mean, why would she get on here and lie about, having a C-hip in her brain, and her being tormented growing up in these ritualistic, satanic cult families, Edomite families, all right, whom they use their own children to perfect what they're getting ready to roll out to the entire planet Earth. All right. So yeah, like I said, I didn't want to make this too long. Kind of went a little longer than I expected or wanted it to, but Lord will, this was edifying and informative information for the hopeful elect out there. All right, giving all praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and we in these times, man. All right, any moment we can have a shutdown of society by way of a T attack, the grid going down, something happening to where they will start to implement this technology and make it mandatory because it is written. All right. So with that, man, Lord will, again, it's edifying and exhorting and informative to the hopeful elect. And we on to the next video. Shalom.